Hey everyone, Coach Mark here, and this week I want to share with you this really interesting story. So this story is about this man. He's sort of a wanderer. He's wandering throughout towns. Story's probably set a couple hundred years ago, possibly a couple thousand years ago. And this guy's just wandering. And anyway, he wanders into this town. Now, he's trying to get something to eat in that town because he's pretty hungry. He hasn't eaten in a while. But guess what? The town is going through a famine. Actually, the whole country is going through a famine, and there's no extra food there. And this guy is trying to get some food, but everybody, the little bit of food that they do have, everyone is hoarding it away. So maybe the butcher has a couple slabs of meat somewhere, but he's hoarding it because he's afraid that someone's going to come in and take his food, and then he won't have any food to eat. Somebody else may have some carrots. They might have all kinds of different food, but everybody, the little bit of food that they do have, they're hoarding it away. They're making sure that no one can find it. They kind of have it well hidden. So this man stumbles into town, and he makes a comment to someone saying, "Man, I sure am hungry. I can't wait to eat." And the person who he makes the comment to, one of the people that live in the town, say, "You know what? You might as well keep it moving because guess what? We don't have any food for you in this town. There's a famine going on. Nobody has any extra food. So you need to just kind of keep it going." And the man says, "Oh, no, I'm good. I have my food. I have my food." And really and truly, all the man has with him is this pot, and he has this duffel bag. So the man is kind of looking at him real strange, like, "Well, what kind of food you have? Because all you have is that pot, and all you have is that duffel bag." The man says, "Oh, I'm good." So the man goes ahead and he sets up this fire. He puts a little water inside his pot, and then he goes into his duffel bag and he takes out this stone and he drops it in the pot. So the man said, "Well, what are you doing?" He's making, it's like, "Man, I'm making this stone soup. Oh my God, this soup is going to taste so good." And the man is there waiting for the fire to heat up the pot, and he's there just licking his lips. Man, this soup is going to taste so good. Oh my God, this soup is going to taste so good. I can't wait for it to be ready, man. Oh my God, I've been waiting to eat this soup all day. So he's just there licking his lips and just making all sorts of noises and just he's just there talking to himself. You know, he's like in bliss right now. So a couple other people in the town is walking by, and then the man says, "Man, this stone soup is going to taste so good, but man, it would taste even better if I had a few carrots." So one of the people in the town is walking by and hears him. Then he runs to his house and comes back and says, "You know what? I got some carrots." And he's like, "Oh, you do? Go ahead and drop them in, you know, and you can have some of this soup." And then so now the person that dropped the carrots, and he's sitting around the pot thinking to himself like, "Man, when this soup is ready, it's going to be good." The man's like, "Oh man, you just don't even know. This soup is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But man, it would probably taste even a little bit better if we had a little meat to throw in there." So the butcher overhears them. The butcher walks over to his house, comes back with a few pieces of meat and says, "Hey, you know what? I got some meat." And then he drops his meat in there. All right? So then now they're like, "Oh, yeah." So the three of them now are sitting around the pot while it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and the stone soup is cooking. And then the man says to himself, "Man, we are going to have the most amazing stone soup. But you know what? If we had a little bit of potatoes, this thing would be out of here." Probably didn't use these terms because these terms weren't around hundreds of years ago, but these are the terms that I'm using. So anyway, another person in the village hears that and goes to his house and gets some potatoes and says, "Hey, you know what? I got these extra potatoes. How about I drop them in there if I can get a little bit of your stone soup when it's ready?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we got plenty. We got more than enough for everybody. So go ahead and drop those potatoes in there." And they're saying, so then now all four of them are surrounded by they're surrounding the pot. And the soup is cooking up, and then now you start to see everybody in the town go home and get whatever little bit of food that they have and drop it in the soup, right? So when it's all said and done, they got this soup, and then the man that originally started the soup goes in the soup before he starts to serve it out to everyone, and he takes the soul now. Now there's enough soup for everybody in the town. Now, what's the moral of this story? Don't hoard whatever you have. Share it. Here it is. You know, everyone had their little bit of food and everyone was going hungry because they were so afraid to eat their food, right? They were so afraid to even share it with anybody. They didn't even want to give this man anything initially, right? But they all went in. Now, because this man started it up, they all went in and they all collaborated. They all dropped in a little bit of what they had. And now they all had this wonderful soup, you know. Now, some people may think that the man was a con artist. But I don't really want to look at the man as a con artist. I look at the man as the person that put the whole thing together. You know, the mastermind behind the whole stone soup. Because if it wasn't for him, nobody would have decided to go ahead and contribute a little bit of what they had into the soup, and everybody would just still be hungry. Everybody would have been, you know, on some selfish behavior, and no one would have had an opportunity to get any soup. The man was actually the smart one in it because he was the one that had the foresight to bring everybody together. He didn't force anybody to throw whatever it was that they had into the soup, you know, but because he started it and no one wanted to be left out, everyone decided to join on in, and everybody had some wonderful stone soup without the stone. All right. Hope you guys learned something from that story, and you're able to take that story and apply it to your lives and bring some good out of it. All right. Thank you much, and until next week.